Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. So yesterday while I was boosted for my war fights, I wanted to give this Winter of Woe Absorber Man the old college try. Ended up getting him down in 4 revives with my rank 4 6-star Guillotine 2099. So I wanted to spend a few minutes today discussing my strategy for him. This is not a solo video, this is just how to tackle him. Revives will be in play here. Now you do not have to do the robot objective. We are going to be getting a free point from Kabam for this. However, in my opinion, I would rather have the point available for a future objective that I could potentially skip than have that objective and wish I had a point. So, you may or may not disagree with that. Let's go ahead and roll the fight footage. So in general, the idea here with Guillotine is that you do not want Absorber Man to throw a single special attack because that's when he triggers his regen and that's when the fight goes off the rails. So at the start of the fight, the first thing you always want to do is do a parry and then heavy. That's going to switch you into the energy damage mode. The reason you want to do that is because for a good portion of the start of the fight here, Absorber Man is going to be in his Uru form where he has like no energy resistance. So you want to make sure that you're in there. And then from here, you basically want to do a lot of reparries and holding block, because holding block is going to force him to hit into your block instead of using a special attack. And then you can use your special one whenever you have it in order to power drain him. The amount of power that she's going to drain depends on how much he has. So you can, safely push him to his special 3 as long as you have that special 1 available. So you can see at this point he has switched back into the normal man form, so his hits on your block are doing a lot less damage than they normally would. That said, the biggest danger in this fight is pretty much chip damage, once you've kind of handled the regen and his forms. And that's why so many revives are involved. And again, this is only a rank 4 Guillotine. She is pretty much max boosted here, but you can see like the chip damage is pretty wild. Now right there you saw him throw a special attack. You can heavy attack to remove his form or disable it, and sometimes you get lucky and he'll just hold block, other times he'll pound your face in. That's just what's going to happen. So what I was kind of doing here on my runs is trying to get like a really solid first attempt, and then I was going to commit to the revives after that. So you can kind of see how this strategy is working. As long as we have a bar of power available, we can always keep him below 3 bars, and the chances that he is going to throw a special attack if you're holding block can be pretty slim. So right here, I think I try and sneak a light attack in after a heavy, and it ends up he throws a special attack. So a little bit of regen there, but again, I can always disable the form, and then I kind of learned my lesson there, and only try and sneak in those light attacks after a special attack or a heavy if I feel like brute force is a huge problem. Otherwise, best to just play it safe, back off during a heavy. Couple of other things I want to note here. The first is the relic. You can use any relic for this fight. You really only want the striker for combo extension. I do want to note, however, that if you have a 6-star tech relic or a 5-star tech relic, you want to have the highest rarity one equipped, even if it's just for this fight. The reason for that is that the higher rarity you have for a relic, the faster your spirit gauge is going to fill up and the more opportunities you're going to have to use that striker. So similarly, if you are using a 6-star Guillotine for this fight, I would really recommend that you only do this with a rank 4 or rank 5 version. The reason for that is combat power rate. So remember that champion rarities at 6-star and below have different combat power rates depending on their rank. So for a rank 3 champion, it's going to take longer to get up to your special 1 than it would a rank 4 or rank 5. If you're using a 7-star champion, they don't have this problem. All the ranks of a 7-star champion have the same CPR, so you don't have to worry about that. But you can probably do this fight with a rank 3 Guillotine. It's going to take you a lot more revives than 4, but it's also going to be much riskier because you're going to be unable to get to that special 1 as quickly as you would with a rank 4 or rank 5. Alright, the last thing I think I want to talk about here, as you're going to watch me get special intercepted and die, is what happens if Absorber Man uses his special attack, from across the screen or while you're holding block, because especially later in the fight when he has low health, the regen is going to be out of control and you run the real risk of him erasing a lot of your progress. So my strategy in dealing with this, as I'll put an example here on screen, is regardless of if he was unstoppable or not, I am always going to heavy counter the special attack and knock him out of his form. Turning off that regen is the most important thing, and I found that in many instances he did not punish the heavy if I heavied him after a special, even if he was unstoppable. Now, there's always a chance that he could punish you for using that heavy while he's unstoppable, but either way, you will have turned off the regen by disabling his form. So for me, it was a bit of an acceptable risk. Either he holds block and allows you to continue the fight, or he probably pummels you and kills you, and it's just another revive. But either way, you won't have lost your progress by triggering that regen. Now, Guillotine does have access to a Spectre debuff on her Special 2. I didn't use that a single time on any of my runs. I found that with this strategy, the power drain was much more important to keeping the rhythm and the flow of the fight going. And across like 5 runs, or 4 or 5 runs, or whatever it was, I think he only used a special maybe 3 or 4 times in total. So this strategy, very safe. There is a ton of chip damage involved again. But overall, I think that most folks should be able to use this strategy and get this objective completed. So I'll leave you here with my final run here, which is the last 15%. Again, he triggers the regen at this point. You're going to be losing quite a bit. So start off with the heavy. Again, switch your form into energy damage. Play it safe. Back off. Reparry. It is always better to take the blocked hits than it is to do something risky and chance that he will throw a special attack. So again, if the timer on the Unstoppable is looking a little short, you can always just back off and hold block, and 99 times out of 100, he is going to dash in with a medium attack and not throw a special into your block. So good luck with this objective. This took me in total about 20 minutes. Again, I was running max boosts here, so 30% champion boost. I think I had only a 15% attack boost, and I had a health boost. I did heal back to full each time just because of the amount of chip damage that I was taking in this fight. So in total, it cost me 4 revives and I think like 24 level 4 potions, which was acceptable, I think, for what I got out of this, which was a little bit of peace of mind to be able to use that point on a later objective. Good luck to you out there. If this video helped you in any way, please leave me a comment below that says Skynet is self-aware. And as always, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again next time.